Hello peoples, my name is Redstone, and EP5, back at it again in Tekkit Classic Reloaded. Well, not we, I have done a little bit of stuff off camera, as I do between most every episode. I expanded out my little hut here, I put a little ceiling on the top of it. Yeah, and then I put a lot of my stuff, I cleared out some of my chests, some of the stuff that I could stack I put into like EMC, but I left the rest of it inside of my chests here. Ooh, that's a spoiler. I made a second quarry, and I went and AFK'd for a few hours between episodes just so I could get a bit of resources from them. They've mined pretty far down. If we head down to the bottom of this one here, you have there's some diamonds down there. We have the skeleton spawner that we found from the ravine here. I was really close. I was kind of surprised when I ran into it when I was AFKing. I was really hoping I did not run into the spawner because I don't know if there's any way I could get that back. If we head back up here. Alright, yep, I made the second quarry. It was a bit later afterward. I thought, hey, making a second quarry would be nice. It'd give me a lot more resources and stuff like that. So yeah, we have a bit of resources here. I'll clear these out and get the resources into a usable form and smelt it down. That's going to require us to get into a few things. I was thinking of getting a buildcraft pipe set up, made, and stuff like that, but that can wait till next episode. What I actually wanted to focus on today is a base, because we've been having our little starter base here for quite a while. We've had it for all 4 episodes I've been in the series with, and it is basically just a starter base. That's all I'm really considering it to be. Sure, I could expand this up and expand it out and just make it my main base, but it doesn't give me much room to improve and change. So I did a load of mining in the nether, and I got this kind of circle here that we can start out. I was thinking sort of like a tower and then a dome on top with applied energistics in like a tower straight through the middle, along with a few other things like power lines and a few other cables that we're going to need in the series up like that. We could split every like quadrant off for like different mods and stuff. So yeah, I did a bit of terraforming to get it to this point. We cut off the little section of hill here, and I basically just did a lot of digging. I put some dirt down and a few other things. Yeah, I ran into the issue of this is going to require a massive amount of quartz for me to build out of, and I have a few ways I could get that quartz. One of the ways I thought of was EMC, just kind of converting cobblestone and stone, which I have dumped a bit of cobblestone into my transmutation tablet here, but I don't want to use that. I got a comment in my last video, I'll put it up now, about a guy asking me if I wanted any tips or stuff, and yeah, I could do with some tips. It's been a while since I played with some of these mods, and I don't know a few things that are useful in these mods. So yeah, essentially what he suggested was, one, get an alchemical pouch, which if we look here, alchemical bag. I'm presuming that's what he meant because I'm not seeing any pouches. Get alchemical bag. I'm not sure. There's like if there's a one that's like required. Looks like alchemical bag. Yeah, it just takes an alchemical chest, which takes some covalence dust and stuff like that. It's gonna be kind of useful. He also suggested to get some solar panels, because if you recall, the way I'm getting all my power is by basically burning a load of coal and putting it into my bat box, and then putting it into my macerator and my electric furnace. So yeah, you guys have already seen me make some solar panels. I made one for my solar helmet here, and if I go to my solar stuff here, there's this mod in the pack called Compact Solar Arrays. It looks like it basically gives a lot more power for the block, takes a bit of transformers and stuff like that. There's also Solar Flux Reborn in the pack. I'm not particularly a big fan of this. I might use it when I get to my applied energistics stuff, because it'll actually be in a usable format for that mod, because it uses RF, I believe. It generates FE and RF and stuff like that, whereas the solar arrays and my regular solar panels from IC2, they all give me EU and stuff like that. So Yeah. I did craft a little bit of an item between episodes. If you recall, I had around like 30-ish levels around the end of the last episode. Well, I crafted this thing here, the Tome of Knowledge from Turbo Foundation. It stores experience within its pages, used to store knowledge, used while right-clicking to retrieve it. So yeah, I can basically grab levels out of it and put levels into it. So yeah, I've been storing my levels in there because I haven't died much in this series, but I saw that Bibliocraft is in this pack, and that's going to allow me to create some like books and stuff like that. So it'll basically give me the printing press, I do believe is what it's called. Printing. Yeah, the printing press from Bibliocraft. It allows you to basically copy books, like enchanted books, so you can copy them and basically get a load more. For example, if I had one mending book, I could get a bunch of books and experience that I could copy that over and over again and stuff like that. So yeah, yeah. Aside from that, there's not much else I did off camera. I'll give you a better look at my circle here. I was originally gonna just dome this off from the get-go, but I thought that would give me far too little storage space inside of my tower here. I was thinking of putting something on top of the volcano, but it just didn't work out. I kept toying around with it in creative, and I didn't have any really good ideas, so I just thought, quartz tower, that'll work. So, yeah. I did get a few things. I made some diamond leggings. All the other armor is from IC2, so I wanted to just make sure I was as protected as I could be. So I went over, grabbed a few diamonds from my diamonds, and crafted a bit of stuff. If you look at it, you can see I only have 4 stacks of some items, mostly because I've converted it all into EMC here. That commenter, he did suggest that I try to stay away from Project E. It's not a bad mod, but if you play it in a certain way, you can basically skip a lot of the progression of this pack in particular if you do it in a certain way. And that's not really my kind of goal in this series. My goal for this series is to play for a decent amount of time and actually get a few things automated and a few other things like that. Yeah, I'm going to need a lot more quartz if you're going to want to begin on this whole tower thing. I think in the meantime, I'll start moving a few things over. I was thinking of getting this bottom floor for simple things like my IC2, my chests, my EMC stuff, and a few other things. But that's going to require a bit of moving stuff around. But I think in the meantime, I'm going to get that solar panel made, or a few solar panels. I was thinking of just crafting like 12 of them, putting them on the roof here. But I don't want to just kind of dump everything here, just have to move it later on. So I think we're going to get a little bit onto this. I'm going to head back to the nether, and I'm going to mine a bunch of quartz, and I'll get right back to you guys. Alright guys, I got a bit of quartz from the nether here. I got a few stacks. I'm not going to need that much. I did remember that I actually mined a bit of quartz between episodes, so I have a few stacks here. Let me just craft these into blocks. Grab that and that. Alright, get some more blocks of quartz here. I'm not entirely sure how tall I'm going to want to make this. I think, because I currently have it at 4 tall, I think 7 tall would work for layer. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm going to have to make a ring 7 tall. It's going to be a lot of building. I'm going to see if I can do all that, and then I'll get right back to you guys. Alright guys, I made the little change to my design. I'm only going 5 high, mostly because I actually ran out of quartz. Yeah, that's going to be a bit of an issue. It's going to take a lot of mining in the nether to get this done with. I did actually need to go get some kind of black block, because I want to make the floor like black and then put a few like red stripes in there or something like that. Make like a kind of a quadrant kind of thing, like I mentioned earlier. I was looking at black concrete powder. It doesn't look that hard to make. I just need some sand, which is just sand, you go mine that, and then you need some gravel. I don't actually know if there is a gravel mountain nearby, but I can sure go look for one. But I can do that between episodes. That's a boring thing. What I actually want to do is get some solar panels up and running. That commenter, it really made me think, hey, I'm wasting loads of coal doing this. I could just actually not need to have a lot of things. Plus, I have my bat box, so it's not like it's wrong for me to use these things. Yeah, so I'm going to need to make a load of generators. Solar. I'm going to need to make a load of generators, a load of electronic circuits, which they do have EMC. I may use a little bit of that. I did take down my rubber trees, and I grabbed the rubber and I put it into EMC, but I don't know. I grabbed a few things, like I made a second transmutation table, put it in there, so I could just grab them out and place them over there. Yeah, so it's going to require a lot of crafting and microcrafting. It's going to be a bit boring to watch, so I'll just cut to it. Alright guys, sorry for all the cutting, but you know, we're back. I connected all the solar panels up. It's not really the most optimal way to connect them all up, but they're all connected now. Let me remove that waypoint. Off. There we go. Alright, yep. It basically just collecting all the sun. It's actually charging way faster. It's actually using as much power as it's losing. So yeah, it's just going to go straight over to that. And then right into the furnace here. So yeah, that is all of that stuff. It took a load of microcrafting, which was a little annoying at times, but I got through all of it. I EMC'd a bunch of electronic circuits because I realized some of the crafting materials from IC2, the generator, for example, the materials like tin casing, they can be EMC'd. So I took out a little bit of that, especially with the solar generator, which solar generator. I basically took out a lot of the crafting of the electronic circuits by just EMCing it because it speeds up time way faster. But I'm gonna be careful not to use it too much. But yeah, I just put some iron in here to test how fast it works, and well, it's not losing power, but it probably will once it turns to night and stuff. So yeah, I have a load of stuff in my inventory. Let me put that away. Let's put the cable in here, I suppose, and then we put the coal. Where's my? I could put the coal in the EMC. Just kind of dump it in there. Put the hopper in there. The original generator, I can keep that out. Put that in the chest. Put these slabs in my wood chest here. And I don't have an IC2 chest, so I'm just going to make this one the IC2 chest for now. I'm probably not going to label it because we're going to be moving fairly shortly. I did discover while I was doing all that the wrench I was using, I was using this wrench here, which is just the regular one. It basically allows you to shift and pick up blocks, whereas this one, yeah, there's a tooltip there. It says safely mine IC2 machines, where you can actually like click and start mining it down. Right click, you can rotate, and then you can connect pipes to covers and stuff like that. So it's essentially a new version of it, which I probably should be crafting. I could look at the electric wrench sometime later on, because what? Working no description found. Please ask the author of Craft. Okay, so yeah, I got a load of XP from all the stuff I've been doing. So let me put that in my tome of knowledge here. My shield is going crazy by me doing this, but there we go. Alright. Okay, so yeah, that is a lot of things. I'm going to try to go out and look for a desert and a gravel mountain in between episodes while I go look for those things. Yeah, I'm going to try to get some concrete down. I can use EMC and stuff like that to get like red concrete and black concrete, but that's all the extent I'm really going to be using it. We can dive more into it later on in the series, but yeah, essentially that is all I really wanted to do, was fix that whole power issue. And you could see I think my boots are broken. But yeah, all this solar panels are off, which means my bat box is going to slowly lose power, which, you know, I'm working it around the clock. But if I go to sleep, it should regenerate fairly quickly. Let's head up there as soon as I wake up just to see. Yep, and once they actually get detected that they're online, it'll start shoving some power in there. Yep, I'm gaining more power than I'm losing, which is a good thing. 12 was a little... Oh, there's a lag spike. 12 was a little overkill, probably. I'm probably not going to need that much, especially with how little I'm using my machines at the moment. But yeah, I'm going to find some gravel mountains and stuff like that. Mine a whole lot of gravel. I'll put it in an iron or diamond chest while I just here back at the base and a few other things like that. I think next time we're going to be able to work on... Oh, there goes me trying to hit my C key to zoom in. I don't think I mentioned it earlier, but I did remove Optifine from the pack. If you recall, when I was in the Buildcraft machines, there was a few graphical issues with JEI, and removing Optifine made it work. As much as I didn't want to remove Optifine from the pack, I kind of have to. Looks like this one is done. Head down to the bottom of it. Yep. So yeah, it's trying, all right. So yeah, I think I'll remove this quarry and move to a different spot of the world. I'll mine out all the resources in the inside of it off camera. As you see, when I started, I kind of just grabbed the visible resources and things like that. So yeah, I'm going to move that out of this area in particular. I'll try to find a different place to put it. Yep, we got a load of... Oh, throw my backpack around and stuff like that. I'll clear this out, turn some of the materials into their smelted variants, and yeah, the commenter, and I keep mentioning him, his name is OneKiller911. He's a new guy to the channel, I suppose. He just kind of commented on one of my videos asking if I wanted a tip or not. Yeah, he suggested making an alchemical pouch, which the one I could find, I didn't see anything labeled pouch, but I'm presuming he meant the alchemical bag, which just takes an alchemical chest, which is just a chest and a few other covalent stuffs from Project E. I think, along with the quarry stuff, we could work on that as we get the base getting started here. I'll probably put the floor in and the ceiling of the first floor in between episodes, just so you guys don't have to watch me cut away and stuff like that. So, yeah. That's about it for this episode of Tech It Classic Reloaded. Let me head over to my little mountaintop thing here. Yep, that's about all I really wanted to do today. I hope I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.